What would I do now that Dexter's gone? I can't believe he's gone. He's been with me all my life. Anytime I was happy, anytime I was sad, anytime I was worried or anxious or upset or anything, he was there. Now he's gone. And I don't think I'll ever see him again. I guess I'll figure out what I'll do without him. Do you have any idea what I was talking about? Probably not. That's because I just jumped right into the middle of the story without introducing anything. I didn't introduce myself as the narrator. I didn't introduce Dexter, who's this unknown character in the story. I didn't tell you where I was, when this was, what's happening, or what's going to happen in the end. You don't know very much about the story. And that means one of two things. One, I'm a terrible storyteller. Two, I didn't take the time to write an introduction. It's the second thing. I didn't give you any intro information. So, that is why an introduction is so important. An introduction is when you, as the writer, tells your readers essential information that they will need to know about this story to understand it. First, the narrator. You need to introduce yourself. In a personal narrative, you, the writer, are the narrator. But to your reader, they're going to think, writer who? You know who you are. Your reader does not know who you are. So, you just need to give them a little bit of background information about yourself. Not every detail about yourself up to this moment, but just a little bit of information. Last week, we talked about portraying people and how your narrator needs a voice. Your narrator needs physical characteristics. Your reader needs to know how your narrator feels, what your narrator is thinking, and what's going on in the narrator's life as the story is progressing. So in the introduction, you're just going to introduce that narrator. Tell a little bit about them. The setting is also very important. In the story that I told you, the snippet of a story, you have no idea who I am. You don't know anything about me. You don't know when or where this story took place either. You don't know if it happened yesterday or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You don't know if I was an adult or a kid, or who Dexter was, or where Dexter was, or where he ran off to. You don't know anything because I didn't introduce it. Now, you know the problem is that Dexter, whoever that is, ran away. But you don't know the situation. Mainly because you don't know who Dexter is. So, in the introduction, you're going to give just a snippet, an introduction of the narrator, you, the setting, when and where your story is happening, and the problem and the situation that caused that problem. So, this problem and situation sets the event in motion. It makes your story make sense. So, if you have a super boring introduction that just goes something like this. Well, when I was a kid, there was Dexter, and he ran away. The end. Then go into my story. Is that very interesting? No, that's not really setting anything in motion. I'm not giving the readers enough details, but I'm not making it interesting. Your introduction is where you pull your readers in so they want to listen. They want to read your story. And I know that you have a story worth telling. So, let's make sure that our introductions are super exciting and interesting so that our readers will want to read them. Now, you guys are going to answer some questions and that can help you create your own introduction to your story. Now, let's go back to my story about Dexter running away and let's try again. So, when I was 10 years old, I had a dog named Dexter. He was my favorite dog ever. I had had him since I was about 3. We loved to play together. When I was sad, he would whine with me. When I was happy, he would play with me. We did everything together all the time. And one day, he ran away. It made me so sad. I cried, and I didn't know what I was going to do without him. I didn't think I would ever see him again. I think it must have been the saddest day of my life. I guess I would have to figure out what to do without him. But then, just a few days later, Dexter came back. Apparently, he just wanted some time on his own. Time alone, to roam the countryside. We lived on top of a hill with lots of trees and woods. And sometimes he likes to go and roam around the woods and just enjoy his day. So apparently, he had just wandered off and took him a while to come back. So, even though I missed him for a few days, I was so happy when he came back home. The end. You must give your readers an introduction that makes them want to hear the story. It doesn't have to be super long. My story was really short, so my introduction was really short too. But when we have a long story, we need a longer introduction because there's more to introduce. So, have fun practicing. I will see you tomorrow.